Alright, good day everyone. I am Generose B. Yonder, and before we formally start our day, may I call on Mr. Aquino to kindly lead the prayer. Alright, thank you Mr. Aquino. You can go on now. Last, let us bow our head and feel the presence of our Lord. Alright, thank you for that, Mr. Aquino. May I call on Miss Secretary, Miss Antang, where are you? I just want to know who are the absent for today. Alright, I am glad that everyone was able to attend this synchronous class despite of this pandemic and the availability of devices and the internet connection. And I'm hoping that everyone is in good place or in good condition despite this crisis. And before we go on our topic, I just want to discuss to you our classroom decorum, and I want everyone to properly observe this and to further discuss the classroom decorum. Let me share my screen with you. Just wait for a minute, for a while. Alright. Classroom decorum, prepared by Generose B. Yonder, the, vir- the virtual environment. Since we are in this pandemic and we are shifting into a remote learning or in a distance learning virtual environment, I want everyone to observe this classroom and decorum in the virtual environment. First, everyone is required to open their webcam and make sure that their webcam is operational and you are visible on camera during our synchronous class. I just want everyone to open their cameras when I am asking a question, when you are raising a question, and when you are about to ask or raise a question. That is only the time that you will open your cameras, and when you are presenting a report, that is the only time that I am allowing you to open your cameras. And second, please take notes of any questions, comments, thoughts, feelings you have while engaging in our synchronous unit. It is important that everyone in this class that you are taking notes of everything that you find you think that is necessary to raise upon the presenters or to me. But if you just want to take note some of the learnings, that is all right. But if you have comments or thought, you just have to write them down and ask those questions afterwards, after the reporters or after I discuss the topic. Is that is that understood? All right. The next one. Since we are in this crisis, and although we are not in a physical classroom or face to face discussion, we need to still treat the virtual environment with respect as a learning environment and try to keep external distractions to a minimum. Since we are not in the face to face classroom and we are in the safetyness in of our homes, I just want everyone to make a safe space whereas they can learn accordingly and where they can acquire informations quietly, because distraction are just will make the students will make you will hinder you from learning. All right. So the last one, please do your best to find a quiet and well light space prior to logging onto the live session. The setting should be indicative of an environment conducive to learning. As I've mentioned a while ago, um, kindly find a place where you can find solace, or where can you find the silence, and you are you are because quiet place is important because you cannot learn or you cannot focus if there are distractions. Am I correct? All right. So I want everybody to take note of this virtual environment decorum, because this should be observed inside our classroom. And so we are now going on with our topic for today. And before we discuss our topic, I have here sentences. First, may I call on Mr. Alto to read the first sentence, please? Okay. Joanna danced yesterday. Second, Nicole is dancing with the tune of the music. And lastly, may I call on Mr. Balimbing to read the third sentence, please? All right. That Daphne will dance tomorrow. I want to anyone from the class kindly give me some of your observations. What can you infer from these given sentences? Joanna danced yesterday. Nicole is dancing with the tone of the music. And third, Daphne will dance tomorrow. Anyone from the class, give me some of your observation from these sentences. Yes, Miss Kabahug. All right, that is correct, Miss Kabahog. According to Miss Kabahog, the verb the verb in every sentences are changing, which are indeed correct. Joanna danced yesterday. In the first sentence, Joanna danced. The verb dance is changed into dancing in the second paragraph, and in the third paragraph, it is just now dance. And we can say that we can therefore say that every verb in the sentence changes in or rather the verb changes in every sentences. So what do you call these changes as? What do you call this change in the verb form or in the sentence form? What do you call this? Anyone from the class? Yes? Yes, kindly turn on your camera, please. All right, Miss Arya. All right. Thank you for that, Miss Arya. According to Miss Arya, these sentences are examples of participle, and she is correct. These are examples of participle, and I want I want to hear from anybody. What is your idea, or is your what what do you think is a participle? Can you give me some of your learning from your previous years, because we have already encountered these participles? Okay, kindly state your learning, please. Yes, Mr. Dongor, what is participle? All right. According to Mr. Dongor, participles are words derived from verbs that can be function as an adjective or as a part of a verb phrase to create a verb tenses. Uh, that is very good of you, Mr. Dongor. Um, uh, Before we formally discuss participle, let us hear first what is a participle. At learning outcomes, let us discuss the learning outcomes. At the end of the learning period, the student should be able to explain what a participle is. Second, evaluate whether a sentence is in a past or a present participle. And lastly, construct a sentence using the past and present participle. So, let us now go on with our topic, which is participle. Participle. May I call on Miss Balana to kindly read the definition of participle? All right. Participle is a form of a verb that is used in a sentence to modify a noun phrase, a verb, or a verb phrase. Thus, participles plays a vital role which is similar to an adjective or an adverb. We all know that adjective is um, giving, describing the noun, and adverb is describing or describing the verb itself, right? So, according to this, participle has a role which is similar to an adjective or an adverb. Furthermore, there are forms of participles, and these are first, past participle, second one is the present participle, and the last one is future participle. Alright? Present participle. May I call on Miss Reyes to kindly read the definition of a present participle. All right. Thank you for that, Miss Reyes. Present participle ends in ing. Commonly, when a base form of a verb ends in a consonant, ing will be added. And moreover, present participles are also sometimes called gerund participles. I know some of you has already encountered and has an idea what is a gerund. And a gerund is simply means ing. And in every word wherein there is a ing, we can call it gerund word because gerund is um indicates that a word has an ing in it. It has an suffix ing. That's why present participle is called gerund participle. Examples: the word walk becomes walking. As you can see, the word walk becomes walking because it has an ing. It means that the verb is in a present participle. And the second one, the word eat becomes eating. Just like in the first sentence, the word it becomes eating. It is now has an suffix ing. Alright? These are some of examples of a sentence that are in a present form. First, Nikita is walking with her dog. Second, Emmanuel is feeding his younger brother. Number three, Danica is eating an ice cream. Number four, Rhoda and Krisha are playing chess in the lobby. As you can see from these sentences, Nikita is walking with her dog. You can see that they have they have the same they have the same words that has an ing in its verb, which are the walking, feeding, eating eating ice cream, and the playing, because it has a gerund word that has an ing in it. That's why it is called present participle. It is in a present form. These these sentences are examples of present participle. Um, in addition to the definition of present participle, um, if a word or if a verb is ends in ie, the ie usually changes to y before the ing is added. So now let us discuss past participle. Past participles are mostly formed by adding ed to the base form of a verb or just d if the verb already ends in e. Second, example, the walk becomes walk. The word walk becomes walk. In the previous example, whereas we discussed the present participle, we can see that the walk becomes walking because it has a gerund word, gerund or the suffix ing. But now we are in the past participle. The word walk becomes walk. When we say past participle, the word has already happened. That's why the word walk becomes walk, because walk indicates that the action has already been done. And second one, the word move becomes move. And here are some in some cases, however, there are some verbs with irregular past participles. For instance, this includes the word think becomes thought, the word eat becomes eaten, the words go become gone, the word do becomes done, and the word feel becomes felt. These words are examples of irregular verbs, which are, when we say irregular verbs, they're when it is in a past form, their spelling that does not add ed on it. Rather, it changes in the word think, like this one, think become thought, because the past form of the verb think is thought, right? The present the However, the present form of the word think is thinking. It has an ing, and the word it becomes eaten. As you can see, it doesn't it you can say eaten because that is not the right term. It becomes eaten, or it becomes ate. It can be eaten or ate, and the word go becomes gone, and the word do, you cannot say that it's did because it's done. It is in a past participle. However, we can use did if we use this verb do. It can be did, or it can be either did or done. The word feel is changed to felt when it's in a past participle. Future participle. However, in some cases, I want everyone to take note of this. In some cases, however, that you might encounter sentences that are written in a future form, but future participles. Let us define it first. Future participle gives a sense of something that is about to happen. In addition, a future participle describes an action or a state which will take place after a state of the main verb. In some cases, in English, we don't have future participle. We only have two forms of participle, which are the past participle and the present participle. However, sometimes we can encounter words that are written in a future participle. In How can I say it? However, theirs is a part of speech. Present participle is a part of speech, but however, it is not a part of English participle. It is only included in the Latin, Hungarian, and Georgian, but not in English. Future participle has is can be seen in the Latin languages, but not in English, because we will just add will in the verb, so we can say that it is a future participle. But usually in the English language, we don't have the future participle in our form. But I know that you might think, and you have in mind that we have three forms of participle, but actually in English we doesn't have three forms of participle. We only have two, which are the past and the future. However, in Latin there are three kinds of participle. The first one is the present participle. The second one is the perfect participle, and the last one is the future participle. But as I have said a while ago, we only have in Philippines, and whereas we are the ruling language is the English, so we don't usually um it is not acceptability. We say that acceptability, we don't accept the future participle as a part or a form of a participle. But in some in some in some countries like Spain, Hungary, and Georgia, they accept future participle in their language. But in Philippines and other countries, which is the ruling principle is the English language, we doesn't consider future participle. Is that clear to everybody? Now let us take a look again with the with these um, with these examples. Trisha is playing an online game with her little sister. This sentence is in what form? I just want to hear anybody from the class. What can you infer from this given sentence? Yes, Miss Antang. All right. According to Miss Antang, this sentence, Trisha is playing an online game with her little sister, is in a present form. You are correct, Miss Antang. But how can you say that this this sentence is is written in a present form? All right, that is correct, Miss Antang. According to Miss Antang, this sentence is in present form because of the word playing, which means that the activity is happening at the moment. As I've said a while ago, we can say that the sentence is written in a present form if it has a verb that has an ing in it, because we call present participle as a gerund participle. Am I clear? You can say that, you can say that a sentence is in a present form if it has a verb that has an ing it, that has an suffix ing. You can abruptly say that this sentence isn't written in a present form because it has an ing in it. All right. How about this one? Stephanie and her brother went to the mall. What can you infer from this given sentence? All right, Mr. Austria. All right. According to Mr. Austria, the sentence Stephanie and her brother went to the mall is in a past form, which is correct. Can you prove that? How can you prove that this sentence is written in a past form? Kindly prove it to me, Mr. Austria. All right. Very good. According to Mr. Austria, this sentence is written in a past form because the participle used is the word went. And the word went is the past form of go. And that is a good observation you got there. As I've said, as we know that a sentence will be considered in a past participle if its verb has um has a past form, because the word went is indeed the past form of the word go. And we can therefore say that this sentence is in a past form because this sentence has, or this activity, they went, this activity has happened already, and that is already in a past form, right? How about this last sentence? Can you can you can you read this for me, Miss Ocampo? Yes, Danica threw a ball. Miss Ocampo, what can you infer from this sentence? All right, very good, Miss Ocampo. According to Miss Ocampo, this sentence, Danica threw the ball, is written in a past form, whereas the past participle threw is the past form of the word throw. As I've said a while ago, the word True is an irregular form of a verb, which is present form is the word throw or throwing. And this true is also an example, or this sentence is also an example of a past participle, or a sentence which is written in a past form. And that is a good observation you've got there, Miss Ocampo. Thank you for that. All right. For our quiz, um, I want everyone to get a piece of pad paper and a pen. And these are my instructions. Read the following sentences and determine whether the underlined verbs used is in a past participle, present participle, or future participle. And after answering for 15 minutes, you are to take a picture of your answers and send it to our Google Classroom. So here are, yeah, this. All right. So class, the first sentence is Marjorie cried last night of too much paperwork, and the underlined word here is cried. I want you to take note of that. And number two, Angelica will buy a Christmas gift for her loved ones. And the underlined word in this sentence will buy. All right? Did you get it? In the first sentence, the underlined word is cried. The second sentence, the underlined word will the underlined words are will buy. And this in the third sentence, Rhoda attended the seminar that was held during the English week. And the underlined word in this third sentence will be attended. Okay? Attended. Am I clear? In the fourth sentence, Camille shouted at Valerie. And the underlined word in this fourth sentence is shouted. All right? In the fifth sentence, the third student gathered at the lobby for the General Assembly. And the underlined word in this fifth sentence is gathered. All right? Gathered. In the sixth sentence, I will give a laptop as a gift for Christmas. And the underlined word in the sixth sentence will be I will give. Will give. Okay? In the seventh sentence, Sheila will pass her lesson plan later to Miss Bessa. And the underlined words will be will pass. Alright? In the eighth sentence, Arman is wearing his glasses during his demonstration teaching, and the underlined word here is wearing. Wearing. In the ninth sentence, Lander wrote a poem for his mother, and the underlined word in this ninth sentence will be wrote. Alright? Wrote. In the tenth sentence, Joanna is eating her pizza with gusto. And the underlined word in this tenth sentence will be eating. Alright? Eating. So let me reiterate again the underlined words. In the first sentence, the underlined word is cried. The second, the underlined words will buy. And in the third sentence, the underlined word here is attended. And the underlined word in the fourth sentence is shouted. In the fifth sentence, the underlined word here is gathered. And this in the sixth sentence, the underlined word is will give. And the seventh sentence, the underlined words here are will pass. And in the sixth and the eighth, rather, in the eighth sentence, the underlined word here is wearing. While in the ninth sentence, the underlined word is wrote. In the tenth sentence, the underlined word here is eating. Did you get did you get it? Okay. So I am now giving you 15 minutes to copy all these sentences in your paper, and I want everyone, when you are done, you are to take a picture of your answer and and pass it in our Google Classroom. So your 15 minutes is will now start. Let me just turn off my camera. All right, your 15 minutes is now up. So um pens up. All right, everyone, pens up. Now you are to take a picture of your answers and pass it into our Google Classroom. All right? And now for our assignment. Before that, can anybody from the class, what have you learned for today's lesson? Kindly share what have you gathered from this lesson. All right, Miss Magno. All right, thank you for that, Miss Magno. According to Miss Magno, what she have learned for the day is that participle is a form of a verb that is used in a sentence to modify a noun phrase, verb, or verb phrase, and thus participle, according to her, is that has the same role as an adjective and an adverb. Um, another one, another one sharing from the class. What have you gathered from this lesson? Yes, Miss Samora. All right. According to Miss Amara, what she have learned from today is that past participle describes things that have happened already or that the action has been already done. And according to her also that past participle are generally formed by adding ed to the base form of the verb. And thank you for that, Miss Amara. That is a wonderful learning, and I am thankful that you have gathered some information from this class. Uh, anyone? Anyone again from the class? Another sharing for what you have learned. What are your takeaways? What are your takeaways from this class? All right. Yes, Miss De La Punta. All right. According to Miss De La Punta, present participle is used to describe things that are happening right now or things that are continuous. And that is indeed correct. And another one who wants to add to what Miss De La Punta have said. All right. According to Miss Oria, the future tense describes things that are yet to happen, and it uses the form will or the you just have to add the word will to the base form, which is just like in here you will pass. And I hope everyone answered that this sentence is in future tense, right? And according to Miss Oria, that A future form uses the form will, or you just have to add will at the base form of the verb. And that is a very good sharing, Miss Arya. Thank you for that. And before we end our class, let me just give you an assignment. Um, you are to compose 5 sentences using any of the three basic participle forms and indicate what form is used in the sentences. So I want you to construct or create or form a sentence using past, present, or future tense in it, and you should indicate first what what is the form used in this sentence. All right. Thank you, everyone. I hope that you have gathered sufficient and adequate information for today's class, and thank you for those who attend. And I am glad that everyone is safe in this crisis, and I am very grateful that you are able to attend this class. And that's all for today. Thank you.